If you are low on cash, I want you to like this video. If you are not low on cash, I want you to leave a comment and say, I'm not low on cash, but I could always use an extra $1,000 fast. Okay? We're going to talk about how you can make $1,000 quickly. This is something that I'm currently teaching more than 250 people inside of my 1K challenge, and the results have been magnificent so far. But I wanted to walk you through, even if you don't join the challenge, I want you to know what the steps are. And if you want more help from me, then you'll look in the description below or in the pinned comment and you can join right now. We're still going. The doors are still open. If they're not open by the time you see this, you'll see a wait list instead. But we're doing this all month long. So I'm going to tell you the steps, and then I'm going to tell you the how of each. Okay, this is going to be real information. So you're going to write this down. If you don't write this down, what are we doing here? If you don't type this out, what are we doing here? And then if you don't do this, you can't say it doesn't work. You cannot tell me it doesn't work. Okay, so what are we doing? First, to know, write this down. Of course, is the offer. Like, what are you selling? That's really important. So write down the word offer. Then you're going to write down the word sales page. It's 2 words, sales page. Where can someone send you money and pay you? That's what's most important next. The next thing you're going to write down is, and if you need to pause this and rewind it, please do. The next thing you're going to write down is promote. You're going to need to get this in front of people for them to even know it's for sale. Then you're going to write down, and well, I'll get to that in a minute. Then you're going to write down close, meaning sell, close the sale. Then the next piece is deliver it, whatever it is. And then the next is flywheel. Flywheel, 1 word, FLYWHEEL. Okay, so with the offer, what you're looking for is something that is a small win for somebody. Something that is a small win. I'm going to tell you like what it could be and how you deliver it and all of that. What I'm talking about now is where do I even start? So if you already have an offer, great. But if you have an offer that is pretty heavy, it's like very transformative, that's great. You can keep that one. But for this micro offer, I suggest to you that you think of something that is a first step, a bridge to your bigger offer. What is one win that you could help somebody with today? Now, during our 1K challenge, I take you through all of this, all of the frameworks to get you exactly the offer. And not only that, you get free access to my Authority X Pro AI for the whole month. So you can work with it, and many people are. I guess I could show you some of these comments, but it's a private membership, so I don't know if I want to do that yet. But you can use that throughout the entire process. So links are below. You're going to think about something that's a fast win. What most people do is they try to do too much in one offer, and then they wonder why they can't get anybody to see it or pay for it because they either charge too little or it's too high of a value for someone who's never heard of you or somebody you're trying to talk to in one conversation to buy. So we're going to talk about pricing too. Pricing for this particular situation we're talking about is I want you to there's a 50 through $1,000, like $50 times 20 is 1,000, 100 times 10, etc. This is what I'm teaching you inside of our membership. But I also want you to think about like just to get a dip a toe, if you're not going to join yet, think about something that costs $17 to $27 just to get some points on board. Okay. I'm going to give you 3 types of offers and none of them cost that. So that's just something you can think about if you want to start in the baby pool. That's completely okay to do because those 2 numbers are known for being impulse buy numbers. Where if you're going to a lot of people who are either new to you or they are not new to you, but they just haven't purchased from you before, those numbers don't need a lot of thought if the offer itself is good enough. So let's say you have your offer, and the next thing you need to know how to do or know what to do is to give somebody the ability to pay you. Right now, if somebody wanted to pay you $100, could they? Could they give you cash? Could they what mechanisms do you have in place? And I'll tell you a couple. And if either of these, if you want to learn more about these, then go ahead and join. So the couple that I'll tell you right now is go to Stan Store. Stan, STAN dot store. I like Stan Store a lot because it's so simple. And you can even see my Stan Store to see how easy things are. You can just go to stan.store/ my first name, Arlan, Arlan. You can just see how simple things are. And you could have one product or two products. That's what I recommend to you. Okay. And people then it gets connected to a Stripe account in the back end and or a PayPal, and people then can pay through that store. So you have this online storefront within 15 minutes, you set it up, and now you can get paid for your offer. And that's of course very important because you want to be able to go out and tell people to come back and be able to pay now. If you don't want to pay the $29 per month for the Stand Store, which is one of the versions of it, you could get a free PayPal account or a free Stripe account. I would suggest PayPal. And you can build payment links from that PayPal account. This is for digital products and things of that nature that I'm about to explain. So that is it. So if you don't want to have Stan, you can just have a PayPal account. You go in and you click through to get paid, and then it'll have payment links. And you can either send somebody an email that is like an invoice that goes to their email through PayPal, or you can send them the link and they'll go to the link and they'll pay. Or if you do this one-on-one, or you can have it, through a page that you set up. Now, what types of delivery could you give? What types of delivery? Because you're going to need to know that before you decide to start promoting it. One thing you could do, which is one of my absolute favorites, is a one-on-one call with someone. It's so simple. It's just like that's your business. You have a Stand Store set up. You have one link, and it's to have a call with you. Or you can even do it directly through a Calendly account, which is set up to connect with your Google Meets or your Zoom account. Somebody goes to one link, they choose a date and a time on the Calendly. You attach your PayPal to it, they pay for that call, you get the money, you do the call. $99 one-on-one calls has been one of the absolute best offers that my thousands of uh, students has lost the word that thousands of students who are entrepreneurs have made money from. Because think about it, not only are you making that upfront capital, which is very cool and very cool to do that when you compare it to how much you make at work, but now you have someone who is willing to purchase from you, has been through some sort of nurturing with you to get to that point. And potentially when you're on that call, you could say, oh, okay, we've talked for a good 30, 40 minutes of this hour-long call. I'm delivering value. I'm hearing from them that they may need more help. And so I might decide to offer them even more, an upsell. I might decide not to. I might say, hey, just join my free group. You never know what's going to come from that call, but that gets them in the door for you to have the call. So what a lot of people think is that call is the offer. That call is the bridge. That's a micro offer. That's what I'm teaching inside of my 1K challenge. If you like the idea of a micro offer, something very, very simple to create, to describe, and to deliver, this is for you. Another idea of a micro offer is something that most people do not believe they can do. But I have seen countless people come into my workshops, my courses, etc., believing they don't have this in them, and then writing to me a week or two later and saying, I did my first one. And that is a VIP day. Very important person. I don't like the term, but that's what it's called. VIP day. And if you think about the VIP, when you have a VIP pass, you get to park closer. You get to walk into a certain entrance. It's a little bit different. You get treated a little bit better, right? That's what you're going to do. You, for this particular case, and you can change this depending on your circumstances. But if you're learning from me in this video, I would say charge $1,000. If that number sounds scary, try 500. Do not do less than $500 for a VIP day because you're going to spend 5 to 8 hours completely giving them your attention, that one person, your attention. Or they could bring somebody with them. That helps. So this can be in person at a co-working spot, or it could be at a coffee shop, or it could be online on a Zoom call. It could be on a phone call. It could be that you talk for an hour or two, then you go away, they go and have lunch, you work on something for them, and then you meet again a couple of hours later, you walk them through what you worked on and you hand it to them. So think about this. Anything that you do that is a done for you service, like making those landing pages on Lovable, for instance, or helping someone learn how to sew, or helping someone with their wellness plan. Anything that's a done for you service where you're handing something to somebody, you can actually repurpose that into a VIP day and potentially charge more because they're getting more. Meaning, instead of just delivering it to them in an email, what if you said, look, Wednesday is our day. It's a VIP day. You get in this VIP day the landing page, a 2 hour session with me to go over XYZ. When I think about the questions I get about those landing pages, for instance, if you're not familiar, it's like Lovable AI. You can look it up. You can just type into Lovable AI and it'll build a landing page for you that you can then sell to other people, right? And a lot of people have done that in my ecosystem. One of the biggest questions I get is, how do I help that customer then get people to look at their pages? Like, how do I help my customer get customers? Well, one thing you could do is you could have a VIP day that's either part of the entire package or some sort of add-on that you offer to them after they have the website, where you're walking them through, this is how you get customers, this is how you get attention. And let's say you don't know the answers to that. First of all, you can find the answers by studying online. YouTube and ChatGPT or Authority X Pro, my AI, they will teach you these things if you're willing to spend the time. But second of all, you can actually just bring someone in who knows how to do this. You pay them $200, $300. You're paid $1,000, and now you've just put together an entire VIP day for this person, for this customer. They get a landing page. They get two specialists. You two are working with them and helping them. Maybe it's on Zoom. Maybe it's in person. You see where I'm going with this? There's more to it, and I explain the entire structure in I believe it's week 2, or I think it's week 2 of our month-long challenge, if you're very interested in that particular one. Now, of course, a third type of offer, there are many, but what the third that we're going to talk about here, you could do a digital product. You could do something where people pay you the $27 or the $17 or the 50 or the 99, 199, and they're getting, maybe it's a 30-minute course, a mini course, right? That's cut up into 3 parts and you filmed it and you just do it once and then you just sell it over and over again. Or maybe it's a guide, it's 20, 30 pages of a guide that just tells people exactly how to do one small thing, one small win very well. It costs $7 or $30 or 50. You could do those types of things too. It's just the lower you charge for something, the lower the amount of the product, $7, $17, the more people have to buy it to make $1,000. And the more people that have to buy it, the more people that have to see the offer. So if you feel like you're gonna go on volume, then yeah, you could do the smaller amounts. But if you think, well, I'd rather sell 10 one-on-one calls and maybe 100 people need to see that than to have to sell like, you know, $110 things and then 1,000 people have to see that. And you could even say, oh, what I'd really rather do is just focus all of my energy on selling one $1,000 VIP day, and maybe 10 people had to see it. And then you're saying, well, where do they even see it to begin with? Where are we getting these customers from? There are a couple of ways. There's four main ways to get customers. Okay. There are a lot of other subheadings here, but I'm going to tell you the four main ones. You can write these down. There's your warm outreach, people you already know and people who know, like, and trust you. The second is cold outreach, where you don't know them, they don't know you, but you're going out to them maybe with automated emails or you're leaving comments on Reddit, things like that. That's not really my favorite, by the way, spoiler alert. The third is you could do paid ads, right? You could buy ads, spend money on that. And then the fourth is my favorite, which is content. Content it's also known as organic. So it could be organically they find you like right now, literally this. You're watching this on YouTube or elsewhere. You're hearing me. Half the people who watch this video would have already known about me, know who I am, Arlan Hamilton, Google me. The other half, and I know this because of stats that read every single day, the other half have no idea who I am. They're just popped up on your homepage or as a suggested video. You like the title or the thumbnail or both. You're intrigued. You come in. Now, because you're still here, it means that what I said to begin with has piqued your interest, and you're getting something from this. That's the power of organic. That's why it's my favorite. So, in order, my favorites are organic content, warm outreach. I would say paid ads over cold outreach, really, to be honest with you, because I just cold to me, and I may change my mind one day, but I just haven't so far. It's like, why go through all of the pain of cold at the beginning stages? Like, do that later, you know? But I would say these two things I have seen work the absolute best. If you're having a good time, if this is helping you, please let me know in the comments. Say the word GEM, GEM, GEM. It's the name of my luxury beverage brand. I have multiple companies, but it also just means you're hearing a gem. You're hearing gems here. So GEM in the comments, that's our code word to let me know you've made it this far and you're enjoying yourself. Okay. So when you think about warm outreach, it's people you know. Now, I just saw this, I teach this all the time, but I just saw this really great video from Gary Vaynerchuk. He's a friend of mine. You may know him, Gary V. He is a marketing guru, if you've never heard of him, who just knows how to get attention. He has several books out. One of them is about, all of them are about the attention economy. And what he said in this particular video a couple of days ago was, if you're starting from zero, absolutely don't have any sales background or anything, and you're launching something, you're launching an offer. And in his case, it was like a physical, let me go out and do your lawn type of thing, which is an option two, not just digital. If you have the means, if you have the equipment, if you have the physical ability to do that. And there's nothing wrong with that because you can actually learn so much from doing that. But anyway, he said what he would do is he would make one video, and maybe it's 30 seconds long, and he has his phone up and he's saying, hey, everybody. No, he's not saying, hey, everybody. He's saying to one person, he's saying, hey, I want to just thank you for taking this call, looking at this video. I've just started something new. I'm working on people's lawns. It costs $30 or whatever. I don't know how much lawns cost. I don't have a house. That's one thing I'll get one day. And it costs $100, and I'll do the best job I can for you. And I have 3 spots available. And it would mean the world to me if you could tell me anyone you think would be interested in the tri-state area. And it just means the world to me. And basically, you're saying to these people that you already know, friends, family, coworkers, random people in your phone, you're saying to them, I know that this is a little bit of a sell, but it's not slimy. It's truly me just wanting to make this work. And his thought is, and I agree with this, is that there are some people who will respond to that and either say, I know someone who would need this, or I'm the person who would need this. And you just have to be able to break through that queasiness of it being a little bit like, it's cringe. But you know what? I mean, if you can break through the cringe, you can change your bank account. If you can break through your consideration of what other people think of you, or what they think is corny or not cool or like whatever, then you can actually just walk on by them at the bank. Like I go to the special section over here for a certain amount of money in my bank account. This is what I do. Like people call me corny all the time online. People say, "Oh, you're everywhere." Not everybody says this, but like there's a group of people who just do not like me. And this has been the case for years. And they just do not like me. They just think I'm annoying to them or I'm not sincere or something. And they don't know the receipts. They don't know me. They haven't spent a minute with me to understand who I really am. And if I cared about that, oh my goodness, I would be broke. But I cry all the way to the bank. Okay. So that was me dabbing my tears with dollar bills, $100 bills. So if you can break through that, you're going to go far. So that's the way you do outreach. You send a DM, you send a text. That Gary idea with the video is awesome because you record it once and just keep sending it to people. He said send it to everybody in your contacts, but I'd say send it to 100 people, send it to 30 people before you say it doesn't work. You could also email people, get into their Instagram, like DMs. Here's one that's like a combination of organic and warm. If you have an Instagram account or a LinkedIn, I would do this on Instagram if you have one. You have some number of followers. It may be 20, it may be 2,000, it may be whatever. Put a post up that's a little video or a little carousel or something that says, I will, do your lawn, or I'm taking calls. I'm taking up to 5 calls. I have 5 spots open to talk to you about redoing your XYZ. And tell them to comment a certain word or DM you a certain word if they're interested. You can do this automated with ManyChat or StanStore. StanStore is easier, and it comes with the $100 a month program. But if you don't want to pay for that, just manually answer them. Because you're not going to, if you get, okay, think about the problem here. If you get hundreds of responses, that's a good problem to have. And that means you just need to invest in the automation. If you only get a few responses, that's manageable. You can just do it manually. Do you see what I'm saying? People create problems that aren't really problems. They want to self sabotage. So don't say, I can't do that because then I'll have so much to do. No, you won't. And if you do, that's a good thing. So you respond to them, and don't just respond to them with like a link. Record a little audio. Instagram lets you record audio. I do this all the time. Record an audio that says thank you so much for commenting. I want to say, and then say their name out loud so they know it's not AI. Say thank you so much. If you know anybody, that would be amazing. Let me go ahead and give you the link. And then give them the link. Because these little things add up. So many people in my comments and YouTube talking about I don't have an audience. Everybody didn't have an audience at the beginning. Everybody, every single person, except maybe if you were born to a celebrity, right? But most people who you really like today did not have an audience when they started. They had to start building an audience. So you have someone right now. That's why I say you can do this in a few hours. You could go. It's just now your willingness to send the text, your willingness to post the video and look corny, your willingness to put yourself out there. And before you ask, yes, you can do this as a faceless YouTube, but why would you? Do it the fastest way possible. That's what I would say. If it has to be faceless, all you do is get your Zoom up, Zoom video, do a share screen and share the screen. Take yourself off the video of you walking somebody through your offer or walking them through a slide presentation or walking them through literally a PDF one pager that walks them through the things you want to say to them or demonstrates the offer itself. Truly, that's what you could do if you just cannot stand the thought of being on camera. There's a way. I want you to find that way. And then you get it out to people, you close the sale. All of these things I teach you in depth inside of my challenge that is linked below. If you've made it to this part of the video, you probably should be in our challenge if you're not yet, because you are obviously coachable. And this will help you build a skill that you can use over and over and over again. So we work together daily with little pieces at a time, very manageable pieces at a time. And then there's the delivering of the thing. So now that you have sold it, you deliver it. If you're with Stand Store or something like that, it probably automated an email that sent them a link to what they get. If you didn't, if you did like a PayPal link like we talked about or cash or something, then you need to email them and get to them. Or if it's a call, you need to get in that call and do that call. That's your delivery of it. When you get a delivery, somebody delivers you food, you paid for the food, it now arrives because it was given to you. So you need to give that to the person, whatever was promised. And then the thing had you write down before, what was that word? Say that word in the comments right now if you know it. Flywheel. Flywheel. So the flywheel of it all is the most important part. It's probably the 75% of the money you'll make from this offer will come in the follow-up of you doing all this process and then coming back and doing it again and taking now testimonials, case studies, experiences, questions, all the goodies that come from having customers and putting it back into the machine of let me do top of funnel content or outreach. And then I'll go here and then I'll do the da 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 da. And even so, it could be even earlier in the process because you might have discovered you have 5 customers. I need to tweak the offer a little bit. Most people are getting the most out of this 60% of it. The other 40% is not necessary. Let me tweak it to make it even more optimized. Let me now take it through the funnel again. So now there's this flywheel that you just have money on demand, money on demand. Now, how do I know this? Well, I have made more than $750,000 in the first half of 2026 alone, just from the micro products that I have, micro offers that I have sold, and most of it has been through YouTube videos, right to the offer, or some sort of nurture right off. Now, yes, are there other ways to nurture? Yes, a school membership is a nurture, great nurture sequence. Lead magnets for free, great. All those questions that you have, we talk about them inside of the challenge. I also have a free membership that I'll link below that you can learn a lot of this too. In the free membership, if you want to do it faster, if you want to do it with me, helping you the whole time. If you want that free access to AXP, Authority X Pro, that everybody's talking about, this AI that I built, you can get that with the offer we have. And I'm going to close doors soon. So I want you to make sure that you get in now before I close those doors. I'm so happy to see you here. Thank you for taking a look at this. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I will start to answer these questions on these videos, and I'll see you next time.